Welcome back to WC Coins World. If you love Eisenhower dollars, especially the 1971 and bicentennial, 1776 to 1976 editions, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into their history, key features, and what makes them valuable. So, if you're a collector or just curious about these iconic coins, be sure to stick around. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a new video. Let's get started. 1971 Eisenhower dollar, a coin that holds significant importance in both American history and numismatics. The Eisenhower dollar, commonly referred to as the Ike dollar, was the first $1 coin issued by the United States Mint. After the Peace Dollar series ended in 1935, and it remains one of the most interesting and controversial coins of modern American coinage. To understand the story behind the Eisenhower dollar, we must first look at the historical context that led to its creation. In the 1960s, the United States was experiencing a coin shortage, particularly with silver coinage. The Coinage Act of 1965 had removed silver from dimes and quarters and reduced the silver content in half dollars to 40%. However, by the late 1960s, silver was becoming increasingly expensive, and even the 40% silver half dollars were being hoarded. This led the government to consider eliminating silver from circulating coins altogether. Meanwhile, the United States was also looking for a way to honor the legacy of General Dwight D. Eisenhower, who had passed away on March 28, 1969. Eisenhower was one of the most celebrated American figures of the 20th century, serving as the Supreme Allied Commander during World War II and later as the 34th President of the United States. There was bipartisan support for honoring Eisenhower on a coin, and many saw the dollar denomination as the perfect choice. Congress debated whether the new Eisenhower dollar should be made of silver or base metals. Some lawmakers wanted a silver coin as a tribute to Eisenhower, while others argued that it should be made of copper-nickel clad like the dimes and quarters to prevent hoarding and keep it in circulation. Eventually, a compromise was reached in which the circulating Eisenhower dollars would be made of copper-nickel clad, while special collector versions would be struck in 40% silver. The design of the Eisenhower dollar was created by Chief Engraver Frank Gasparro, who was responsible for many of the Mint's coin designs. Gasparro's obverse design features a left-facing portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower with the word liberty inscribed above his head and the national motto, "In God We Trust," to the left. The date appears below Eisenhower's portrait. The reverse of the coin features an adaptation of the Apollo 11 mission insignia, showing an eagle landing on the moon with an olive branch in its talons, symbolizing the United States' peaceful space exploration. The design pays tribute to the historic moon landing of 1969, a fitting connection given Eisenhower's role in establishing NASA. Production of the Eisenhower dollar began in 1971, with coins struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint's production had distinct characteristics and mint marks. The Philadelphia Mint coins did not carry a mint mark, while the Denver Mint used the D Mint mark and the San Francisco Mint used the S Mint mark. The San Francisco Mint was responsible for striking both the proof and uncirculated silver-clad Eisenhower dollars specifically for collectors. The standard circulation Eisenhower dollars struck at Philadelphia and Denver were composed of a copper-nickel clad alloy consisting of a pure copper core sandwiched between layers of copper-nickel. This made them similar in composition to the dimes and quarters introduced after 1965. The Special Collector's Edition Eisenhower dollars from San Francisco contained 40% silver and were sold directly to collectors in special packaging. These silver-clad coins were not intended for circulation and were primarily sought after by numismatists. One of the key challenges with the Eisenhower dollar was its size and weight, measuring 38.1 millimeters in diameter and weighing 22.68 grams. It was the largest and heaviest dollar coin struck for circulation in the 20th century. Because of its bulkiness, it was not widely used in daily transactions. Most Americans preferred smaller denominations for everyday purchases, and businesses often rejected Eisenhower dollars due to their inconvenience. As a result, many of the coins went straight from banks to hoarders or collectors, further reducing their circulation. Despite its limited use in commerce, the Eisenhower dollar saw several variations and errors in 1971, which are highly sought after by collectors today. One of the most notable varieties is the 1971 S-proof Eisenhower dollar with a special deep cameo contrast. These proof coins were struck with specially polished dies resulting in a mirror-like background and frosted raised details. Another important variety is the 1971 D Friendly Eagle variety, which features a subtle change in the eagle's tail feathers, making it distinct from the standard design. This variety is rare and valuable among Eisenhower dollar enthusiasts. Additionally, the 1971 Eisenhower dollars were notorious for their quality issues. Many of the copper-nickel-clad coins suffered from weak strikes and numerous surface marks due to the high-relief design and the difficulty in striking such large coins fully. As a result, finding high-grade examples with sharp details and minimal imperfections can be a challenge, which increases their desirability among collectors. Another interesting aspect of the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is its connection to Nevada casinos. Since silver dollars had traditionally been used in casino slot machines, many casinos were reluctant to accept the new copper-nickel Eisenhower dollars. Instead, they continued using older Morgan and Peace dollars or privately issued casino tokens. This further limited the use of Eisenhower dollars in everyday transactions and contributed to their low circulation. The legacy of the Eisenhower dollar extends beyond just the 1971 issue. The series continued until 1978, when it was replaced by the smaller and lighter Susan B. Anthony dollar. The decision to retire the Eisenhower dollar was largely due to its unpopularity in circulation and the push for a more practical dollar coin. Although the Susan B. Anthony dollar faced its own challenges in gaining public acceptance, the Eisenhower dollar remains a beloved series among collectors for its historical significance and unique design. Today, the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is an important piece of modern American numismatics. Collectors seek out well-preserved examples, especially in higher grades certified by professional grading services. Coins with deep cameo contrasts in proof versions and rare varieties such as the Friendly Eagle are particularly valuable. Even circulated examples hold historical appeal as they represent a transitional period in U.S. coinage, when the country fully moved away from silver in its circulating coins. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1971 Eisenhower dollar is a fascinating coin to study and collect. It represents an era of change in U.S. coinage honors, one of the most respected figures in American history, and serves as a reminder of the United States' achievements in space exploration. If you have a 1971 Eisenhower dollar in your collection, take a moment to appreciate its history and significance. The 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial Eisenhower dollar. This special edition coin was minted to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence and has since become a favorite among collectors and numismatists across the country and beyond. The Eisenhower dollar series itself was first introduced in 1971 as the first U.S. dollar coin to be struck since the Peace Dollar series ended in 1935. It was named in honor of Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States, who had also been a five-star general and supreme commander of the Allied forces in Europe during World War II. Eisenhower passed away in 1969, and to commemorate his contributions to the country, Congress approved the creation of a new dollar coin featuring his portrait. This marked the first time a U.S. president who had served in the 20th century was honored on a circulating U.S. dollar coin. By the mid-1970s, as the nation approached its bicentennial celebrations, Congress and the U.S. Mint decided to issue special edition coins to honor the momentous occasion. As part of this effort, the U.S. Mint redesigned the quarter-half dollar and dollar coins to feature a special reverse celebrating the bicentennial of American independence. The bicentennial Eisenhower dollar was struck with a unique reverse design, making it one of only a few commemorative designs ever issued on a circulating U.S. dollar coin. The obverse or front of the coin was designed by Frank Gasparo, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. It features a left-facing portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower with the word liberty inscribed above his head, and the national motto, I in God. We trust, to the left below his chin. The year 1776 to 1976 appears at the bottom, replacing the standard single-year date format found on most U.S. coins. The double date was unique to bicentennial coinage and served as a clear indication of its commemorative purpose. What sets the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar apart from the regular issues of the series is its reverse design, created by artist Dennis R. Williams, one of the youngest designers ever to have their work featured on a U.S. coin. At just 22 years old, Williams won a national design competition held by the U.S. Mint for the bicentennial coinage. His winning design features the Liberty Bell superimposed over the surface of the moon, a striking and symbolic combination that represents both the nation's struggle for independence and its achievements in space exploration in the 20th century. The reverse includes the inscriptions United States of America above and the denomination $1 below, with E pluribus unum placed just to the right of the Liberty Bell. The inclusion of the moon in the design is a nod to the Apollo 11 moon landing, which had occurred just a few years earlier in 1969 and had been one of the defining achievements of the decade. This imagery served as a powerful statement about America's journey from its founding in 1776 to its status as a global leader in technology and exploration by the 1970s. The bicentennial Eisenhower dollar was produced in both clad and silver compositions. Standard circulation strikes were made of a copper-nickel clad composition, consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, while special collector editions were struck in a 40% silver composition. These silver coins were not released into general circulation, but were instead sold to collectors in special 3-piece uncirculated and proof sets alongside similarly struck bicentennial quarters and half dollars. The coin was struck at 3 different U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each producing its own distinct versions of the coin. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint bore no mint mark, as was customary for the time, while those produced at the Denver Mint featured the D Mint mark, and those from the San Francisco Mint carried the S Mint mark. The San Francisco Mint was also responsible for producing the special 40% silver uncirculated and proof versions. These silver issues are among the most sought after by collectors due to their limited mintage and higher intrinsic value compared to their clad counterparts. Mintages for the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar were substantial given the widespread demand for bicentennial coinage overall. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 113 million clad business strike coins, while the Denver Mint produced around 82 million. The San Francisco Mint struck roughly 11 million uncirculated 40% silver coins, and an additional 4 million proof silver coins intended for collectors. In total, more than 200 million bicentennial Eisenhower dollars were produced, making them widely available even today. Despite their high mintage, certain varieties and conditions make some examples more desirable to collectors. Varieties such as double die obverse or striking errors can command premiums, while well-preserved, uncirculated, and proof specimens remain popular among numismatists. Additionally, some coins graded at exceptionally high levels, such as MS 67 or higher, can be quite rare and valuable, particularly those with full luster and sharp strikes. The bicentennial Eisenhower dollar remains a beloved piece of American numismatic history. Its unique design, patriotic theme, and historical significance have ensured its lasting appeal among collectors and history enthusiasts alike, while many examples remain in circulation or in collections across the country. Finding high-quality specimens, particularly in silver composition or in pristine condition, continues to be a rewarding pursuit for numismatists who appreciate the artistry and history behind this iconic coin. That wraps up our deep dive into the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial Eisenhower dollar. I hope you found this video informative and enjoyable. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to WC Coins World for more in-depth numismatic content. Let me know in the comments if you have any special memories or collections featuring this historic coin, and as always, keep collecting and happy hunting until next time.